All right, tube, coming at you with the update of the trunk. So, got the trunk on, and this right here is the gap that I want. I don't want it to be, as wide as it was. I probably closed it a good grip. I want the gap to be just like this all the way through. I could get it tighter if I want, but as you can see, remember up here it was a little bit tight. It was actually overlapping. So I see that I gotta take some more metal out of here. I already started body working it, so learn from my mistakes. I already started body working it. I don't have to do much down here. I like the gap here. But my issue is going to be up here. So I will have to, I'm gonna basically sand it back down. Not sand this down, but I'm gonna sand the edges down until I get my line perfectly straight through here. So that's part of what I'm doing on this side. On this side is the same thing. So you can see the gap is where I want it right here, but then as it come in, it gets real skinny and starts touching. So because I already body worked it, I'm gonna have to basically come back down in here to get my line the way I want it to. Now, that's something that realistically I should have figured that out prior to. The other thing too is, if you can see right here, you see there's an off point right here. So it's off right here as well. So if the trunk is going to sit about right here, you can see it's off. So more than likely, I'm going to throw another rod right in here so it lines up with here. You don't want to be out here in these streets looking bad out here in these streets. So this is where I'm at with the Chevelle. I'm going to basically focus on getting this gap straight all the way through. Then focus on getting this gap straight. So what I did was, and I should have did this before, and that was my fault, just rushing, thinking I had it all together. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring all of this back out. I'm gonna leave this on. So I'm gonna leave the trunk on. I got it exactly where I want it to be. So I'm gonna leave it on, and I'm gonna grind it down that way. I'm gonna finish all the body work and all that stuff on here until it's A1 straight before I take it off again. So just stay tuned, tube, and I get back at y'all with some more of this build. All right, tube, so what I did was I used my laser to give me a straight line down here. Then I went to the tape line with some tape, and then I used my Sharpie to mark out the top line of the tape where metal was showing. So the tape is straight all the way through. I went off of right here where I wanted it. That's the widest part of that gap, and that's where I wanted it. If you can see, that's basically the widest part of the gap, and that's how much I want of a gap. And then you can see how it tapers over and it narrows down, and it basically does the same thing coming down here. So goal is to, since I have it now, I can move the tape, and then using that purple as my guide, basically grind off everything that's purple. And you can see how it tapers in this way, because that's just the way it is. You see it gets tighter, it starts to open up as it comes down. Then this is where I want everything, and then it starts to taper back in to get tighter. And so I'm gonna shave, basically grind all that down, and I should have a straight line. So just stay tuned, and I'll bring some more of that footage. All right, tube, so I got this side done. Gap is straight all the way through. Looks a little tight right here, but when I get down on it, it's straight all the way through. straight all the way through. So my gap is straight on this side. I'm gonna hit this side next. So just so you can get an idea, once you get an idea of what it looks like, and see how I'm gonna straighten this gap out. All right, tube, stay tuned. All right, tube, time for me to pack it in. Wife gave the yell, which means food is ready. So, real quick recap. This is gapped. Gapped all the way through, nice and clean. It's here, gapped all the way through, nice and clean. I put some spot welds on these. Ooh, shit's still hot. Started butt welding these together, or stitch welding, however you want to call it. But put a rod here. The reason why we had an issue, the fenders came down a little bit further. So now if you look, when I close this, only thing I got to do is weld it all in, grind it all back. I'll be gapped all the way around. You see it from over here, I'll be gapped all the way around. It'll be A1, going all the way around this whole thing. So, yeah, man, when you guys, I ain't saying I'm perfect. I'm learning myself. This is my first time having a gap, but I did research. If you do your research, you put some time and effort into it. Don't just sit over here and put all this money into a car and you ain't doing it right, or whoever's doing it ain't doing it right, or semi-right. I'm not saying I'm perfect. No Chip Foose out here. But what I will say is, I'm going to give myself an opportunity to have, one of the best Chevelles out there. So, yeah, just stay tuned. I'll stitch weld the rest of this tomorrow. The other thing, when you check somebody's body work, take a magnet with you. Test their body work. Don't matter if you have some Bondo in there, but if you have too much Bondo in there, it ain't gonna stick. Bondo is plastic. It's like trying to put it on this piece of wood right here. It ain't gonna stick. But when it's metal, it's gonna stick. So take that in consideration too. All right, too. I'm gonna get at y'all. Tomorrow I'll come back, stitch weld the rest of this, round off these edges so they're not straight, just like a straight board, round them off so they have some curve to them. And then, yeah, we'll be all the way live. So, yeah, just stay tuned too, and I'll holler at you.